Hi folks, I think you will find this interesting. This is an interview I had with the lady who gave me the earlier footage, and subsequently after the interview she came up with some more footage. Well, listen and watch. I think for sure you will find this interesting. Hi, for the purposes of the interview, as you know, you want to stay anonymous, so I'm going to call you Lilith. And firstly, thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed. And the first question I have for you, Lilith, is why did you choose me to send the footage of the lights you were seeing around your house?
Well, first of all, John, I want to thank you for being so kind to me. And I think the films you show and the stories you tell on your programs are really, really good. And I only started messaging you because I know you have an interest in this sort of thing. And I believed you were trustworthy enough to keep my identity and location secret to yourself.
Oh, well,
But I
thank you.
wish now, but I really wish, John, I'd never said anything or given you it because of all the horrible things people are saying, and I feel awful for you.
No, 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 Lilith. As I explained to you before, to have an opinion on an open forum, well, you have to be a bit thick skinned, especially with a subject as controversial as UFOs. So don't worry about that.
Oh, okay then, John, if that's what you think.
Well, the question I have for you: when did you first start seeing the lights, crosses, etc., flying around your house?
Oh, I guess a couple of times before I first sent you a message.
So I guess you would say what, around June?
No, I think more probably March or April time was the very first time.
How often do you actually see these lights?
Oh, that's rather difficult, John, because, well, I would say it's sort of every 3 or 4 weeks. I just never know. I just suddenly see them.
Do they always come as close to your house as they did in the footage you took for me?
Oh, well, John, I wouldn't really say that was close. They don't really come very close at all. Don't forget the camera you lent me has a zoom, and I do understand zooms, I think.
Okay, sure. How big would you say the cross is?
Oh, gosh, I don't really know. Fairly big. I mean, wow, 20 feet, maybe bigger, but very big.
As big as
Don't
that?
forget it's at a distance.
As big as that?
Well, I think it is. Yes, it must be. What I can see anyway, I would think.
Wow.
Well, I don't know, John, but it is very big. John, do you believe me that this is all real?
Yes, of course, Lilith, I believe that you think it's real and that you are telling me the truth. The thing is, I know you're upset that many people are screaming fake or hoax, but I don't really think anyone is accusing you of that. But you have to look at the possibilities, such as it could be friends or relatives playing a prank.
No, 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 John. I definitely don't think it's anybody playing around. I might be old, but I'm not silly, John. This is not a prank or somebody playing.
No, don't misunderstand me, Lilith. Firstly, if it is a prank, that's no poor reflection on you. And also, what you have to remember, Lilith, you could have the most authentic, most amazing footage around, and people would still claim hoax or fake. It's only natural that minds try to pigeonhole things we see and hear. Our brains and subconscious mind naturally try to explain away phenomena into something more understandable. such as in the case as a flying kite, a toy, or perhaps even an advertising sign. I think it's good and only natural that people try to explore all possibilities. Well, Lilith, on my last visit to you, I've left you the tripod. So, what I'd like you to try and do is not try and zoom or push any buttons whatsoever. Just try and leave it and try and keep it in the centre of the picture, whatever you see. Just try and move it as little as possible.
The thing is, as I told you, John, I'm not really sure if I should try and take any more, even if I happen to see it again, because people are just telling you off all the time and it's not fair on your programme. And I just think, I mean, what do you feel?
Well, I'd be most grateful if you would take some more footage if you see it again. It can only be a good thing.
Well, okay, I will do that for you, John, but you promise me you won't tell them who I am or where I am. Because even my daughter said, really and truly, am I silly for doing this? And I don't really want them to know who I am, obviously.
Well, Lilith, thanks very much for doing this interview and thanks for giving me the footage to show. It's extremely interesting. Oh, by the way, Lilith, just one more question I nearly forgot to ask you. What do you believe it exactly is?
Oh, John, I wish I knew. I know the second time I saw it, my daughter happened to be visiting me. And of course, she saw it with me. And she was just, well, frightened, in fact. She pulled us both indoors and said, Mum, 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 come in, what is it? And I don't know, I suppose. Well, I don't think it's of this world myself, personally, but I don't know.
Well, and a truly amazing story. Thanks once again. And I would be very pleased if you can get any more. But obviously, the decision's yours. So, thank you again for doing the interview. And
Well, I will try and get you some if I see it again, John, because I just never know. But anyway, I'll keep a lookout, and if I see it, I'll do what I can, all right?
well, thanks again. And I assure you that your name, your place is safe with me. Well, thank
Thank you
you.
very much, John.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Well, there you go. The second lot of footage. Unbelievable. Perhaps I went over the top on the previous video, and perhaps I didn't. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. Please stay safe.